Hey there, this is Greg T with Think Beyond the Brand and the Image Stop, and this is your branding moment. Okay, so this branding moment is going to be, I think, a good one on the business side of things. Great for people who are trying to understand exactly not just what it is that you're doing, but why. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about becoming and being an influencer. Now that means many things to many people, but let's talk about the reality of what that is. Okay, and what that brings and what kind of comes connected to being an influencer in your circles. Now, first of all, an influencer. What is it? By definition, basically what we're looking at is somebody who, because of their stature in the circles that they roam in, they are given more credibility to the things that they say. People listen to them more and tend to follow more. Now that comes with many different things. Now let's understand some things with that. First of all, this might actually help a little bit. As an influencer, you start, people allow you to influence them because of the fact that they know, like, and trust you. You have managed to become a person who is trustworthy, as I said there, someone who is reliable, someone who simply does what they say they will do. And you are a professional, and you are I guess an expert in what you do. You've shown that expertise. You've been able to give sound advice that is helping people. And you know what? I think one thing that's necessary, and this is how this goes along with the branding moment, is that it's not just being perfect. It's not just being an expert at what you do and being great at it, but it's also being real and understanding where maybe you fall short or are not at the top of the expertise level that you maybe want to be, but you've spent some time learning and finding out exactly what it is you need to improve. Now, such as my collar here, but realistically, perfection. An influencer isn't a person who is perfect. An influencer is someone who has a sound and wise understanding of what is necessary in the realm of what they speak to, and is able to admit and look at what their flaws are, and grow through that. And people respect that. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Okay, if people know who you are. They like what you're about because you've given them that knowledge, that honesty, that straightforth, forth with opinions on things. You've acknowledged your own flaws and discussed that and been a real person, and then they trust you. Okay, when they trust you, they invest into you. That's where the influencing comes from, or goes to. So you've got your circle that you're an influencer in. As you grow in people's knowledge of who you are and what you do, that circle grows. It gets bigger, gets more solid. You become a more solid influencer in those areas. You become, if you will, one of the experts, one of the pros, one of the older senior people that people look up to for advice and for ideas. Now, as we grow in those circles, naturally, as human beings and as business owners, we tend to grow out into other circles. We want to find more people to deal with, to spread the news to talk to do business with. And as that develops, we enter smaller circles where our influence isn't quite as big anymore. So it's a step back, if you will, back into more of the back when we first started in that first original circle. We first started that, and it was a harder build. Well, you know what? We start all over again. Sometimes saying some of the same things, sometimes teaching some of the same things. Sometimes you come up against or come up to meeting other experts in those fields, or in your field, or in the new circles, and they have opinions that may differ from yours. And then you find that their circle of influence is bigger than yours in that new circle. Oh, that's a tough one, because you've got the wisdom, you've got the ability, you've got the know-how, you've got the experience that has shown that you can do, or that you know what you're talking about, and then you bring it to a new area, and people don't listen as much. And that's okay. They'll learn. And then that grows and it changes as each circle goes, and you go through the same process over and over and over. Now, how does that work in the business side of things? Well, very simply, do what you say you'll do. Be the expert that you claim to be. Learn more, study more, stay in tune with the new findings and new developments in your area, and I guess discover or work through learning in the areas where you're weakest. and you will become more of that expert that you should be in your business. And as a result, the people around you, not only do they listen to you, but they want to work with you. This deals into the joint venture side of things. A lot of companies nowadays, but let's face it, you cannot. It's not being a jack of all trades. I personally believe that it's the way of the past. Being an expert in one main area is huge. As a company, we are experts, I will say, in a few areas. However, our main focus is on the web design and the branding. Okay, web design and branding. We do not do SEO. I'm a published SEO author in magazines. Okay, I stopped doing that because SEO should be a full-time focus, and it's doing our clients and our the people who listen to us a disservice if we spread ourselves too thin. So these are some important things. Social media. You know what? As far as social media goes, I'm very good at it. Very good at knowing how to work things, and I don't just mean on the surface. I'm talking, working those little subtleties and things like that. Very good at that. And if I was to take that and be that a full-time social media company, we could excel at that. But we know people who do that. We know people who are phenomenal at that. We work with them because that is a full-time. That's all about the things that we need to do as a company, as an individual, to develop those circles of influence, to grow your company and grow who you are out bigger and larger, and with more people around you that want to be a part of what you do, that want to work with you. Now, vice versa, you want to look for those kind of people too. You want to look for those experts. Look for those people who know what they're talking about, who have something to say, and they have a goal, they have a passion. They've got something they want to bring to the world. My encouragement on that is to look for those people who are doing the same thing. They say what they're going to do. They do it. They learn more. They admit when they're wrong or off, and they are continually growing as well. Yeah, that's wow, that's a bigger one. Got a little heavier here, and I did it in the morning before I finished my first cup of coffee. Can you believe it? So, reason being is, honestly, I was having a chat with a friend, and she was saying, it was an online chat, really quick one, and they were just talking about some things with their organization, the things that they do, and I said, you know what, this is a great branding moment, because this is somewhere that as business owners we need to delve into. Business is great, business is good to build on, but how do we step out and do more for more people? We work with others, and we work with others who are like-minded and have the same kind of passions. That's kind of the bottom line. So that's Greg T with the Image Stop and Think Beyond the Brand. If you want to get a hold of me, emails at the end here, greg@theimagestop.com or greg@thebrandguy.ca. Thank you so much, and to your success.